Okay, let's call the meeting to order. First, Rita, would you do a roll call?
Mr. Lyons?
Here.
Mr. Kent?
Here.
Mrs. Jones?
Here.
Mr. Murphy?
Here.
And Vice Chairman Smith?
Here. You have in front of you the minutes from the last meeting, a draft of the minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions, etc.? If not, could we have a motion to dispense with the reading?
Yeah, I move to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Smith?
Yes. Are there any additions, withdrawals, deferrals, or other arrangements to change the agenda this morning?
Staff has none.
Thank you. Do you see in front of you the future meeting dates? Rita's informed me that as of right now, there may not be a May 22nd meeting.
Just got one.
Oh, okay. There will be a May 22nd meeting. If you find you can't be there, would you let Rita know, please?
Rita, I will not be there. I'll be in.
I have that note from a couple times back, but I didn't know if it had
Okay.
changed.
Nope.
Everybody else okay for May
I will
20th?
not be back.
Okay, and Mandy also.
For them.
Okay,
That way.
if there's nothing else, we can move into the public hearing, and I think Rita will swear in anyone who is going to speak this morning.
Anyone who intends to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
These are the Herzogs, right?
Yes.
Okay. I know everybody else.
Okay, the first application this meeting is John Lang going to speak?
Anyone have a cell phone on?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you see if that's on?
Good morning, good morning.
Doesn't sound like.
It shows that it is.
Maybe turn up the volume.
Maybe.
You're right, it doesn't sound like it is.
Well, I think I can hear you.
I can speak loudly.
Good.
And can we offer maybe that wireless head? That wireless? Oh, that
Good idea.
doesn't amplify down.
Good morning. For the record, John Lang, Lang Design Group. We're here on behalf of the Cade residents, 3809 Bermuda Lane. We're proposing to do some hardscape and landscape changes to the residence. Just the existing conditions there, you can see the residence. Most of, I'm sure you all know it's at the top of the hill. Beautiful house. Needs a little, landscape's a little tired. The hardscape's a little tired. I have Mrs. Cade back here with me if you have any questions for her. Existing conditions, you know, again, it's at the top of the hill. Hasn't been re-landscaped for a long time. And that's the house. I'm sure you all know it. I'm going to come over here and talk since I don't have the microphone and don't have a
Here,
pointer.
take mine.
Okay.
There's one right here, Rita.
No, I'm okay.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
good. I'm good.
that's right.
I'll speak loudly.
You have a good voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the residence. We have an existing pool, an existing spa, existing driveway, and the proposed changes on the hardscape are very simple. We're going to add this oval shape in the middle of the driveway. The driveway comes to the house at an odd angle, and we're going to try to recenter it and get a little bit of formality to the front of the house. It's a bit of a Palladian facade, if you will, and we're going to use this oval to kind of break that odd shape up. We're also putting a gravel walk in here with urns along it. It's a little bit of a more formal garden in the front. Pool, very simple. We're adding these two oval or round shapes at each end. There's no place to really put patio furniture at present. Hill in the back drops off sharply. We have a small dry stacked retaining wall here, adding a small patio in the back and an outdoor fireplace here. We're just cleaning up the edges and stuff. Most of this is existing. We have no drainage issues, no hardscape issues, no lot coverage issues. This is a similar outdoor fireplace we're mimicking. Just a freestanding fireplace. We're going to landscape around. The Cates do entertain and like to sit outside. They've got a beautiful backyard. A little bit of road noise issue to deal with there. We're adding two small, let me just show you, go back to this.
Here, I think this is going up.
Okay. Check.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have pointers, I'm gonna walk over here as well. We're gonna add two small water features right here, just to get a little bit of white noise and try to help with the road noise issue. Everything is very subtle, there's no over the top anything. We're just trying to bring the house a little bit up to date. Details for the fireplace. The landscape plan is I wouldn't say simple, but we're again adding this more formal garden in the front to respect the facade of the house. We're not covering it up by any means, but we're just adding and respecting the symmetry. Again, the new oval in the motor court. We're keeping most of the vegetation along the front. We are adding and moving around one sea grape eventually once this power line gets buried. We can't move it right now because it's in the power line. So this tree is going to move over when the power line gets buried. Around the end of the pool, we're adding an alley of palms, if you will, and again behind the fireplace and along the dry stacked wall. We're just softening that up a bit and then plugging a few holes along the buffer along the road. Can you hear me clearly?
Oh, yes.
That's the plant list. We did an elevation across the back. Now this is inside of the existing buffer, so we're really stacking it up and trying to get rid of the road. You really aren't going to see a whole lot of this from the road, but it just shows you the degree of landscaping in the back. And that concludes my presentation. I'll take any questions if you have any.
Now that,
Oh, go back.
well, I just have a few, we do have in the book, and I didn't review it because I missed the water feature.
Okay.
In the plan, but and I don't think it's an issue here because we really don't have any neighbors. It's the building over here that's your next neighbor. But I know that and help me out anybody, but that there is something in the design manual, which I don't have with me, that does talk about having water features because of the noise. And clearly I just think.
Well, here's what we're doing, just so you know, it's the neighbor will certainly not hear these water features.
Okay.
They're very, very simple, and just an urn that has water bubbling.
Oh, for a little water bubbling, okay.
And that's, you know, I'm not positive, but are we gonna do that?
Very good. Yes.
Depends on the budget.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you said a dry stack wall. It's a term I haven't heard. But
Yeah, a
what
dry
did you just
stacked
say?
wall is just the stones stacked in the back. It's a way to mitigate, there's a very steep slope behind the pool. We're trying to bring the grade up a little bit so it's not, you know, constantly, the plants aren't falling off. We're trying to get it up a little bit so you can see the plant material. You won't see the wall, it's buried in landscape.
And that wall's going to be about how high?
4 feet.
4 feet.
So you're gonna have two barriers of landscape?
Yes, actually 3.
Three? Yeah, okay.
Is the deck on the east side of the pool already there?
No, it's not. There's a
Okay,
little
so
bit
you're
of
going
deck.
to, you're bringing that up and it's just gonna be pavers?
That's correct. Well, it's a precast.
Okay.
The existing deck follows this line right here.
Uh-huh.
So we're adding this little U shape right here, and this is the new wall. So we're gonna bring this wall up, bring the dirt up, add this little wall in here.
How do you get enough of a foundation for the fireplace? You're gonna have to.
The fireplace is gonna have to stand on its own. The engineer's gonna do that so it can stand with or without the dry stack.
What is the elevation on the fireplace?
The overall height,
Overall height?
Let's see,
it's on H2 of 2.
but if it doesn't say the actual height.
Yeah, it's here. I can't read it on here, but if you just add those dimensions up on this detail, you'll see it.
Yeah, we can't read it on ours.
I can't read it on mine either. Let's say 12 feet, the most, top of the chimney.
So it's about to the first, second story break on that?
Yeah. And again, you know, that's what it would look like. That's what it will look like.
But it's just interesting in your road elevation, going to the ceiling, to the roof line.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
what
that's
Good
not,
for the
that's a
indoor.
perspective issue, because that's
Yeah.
taken from a
Yes,
lower,
you're looking up.
you're much lower, you're
So
looking
you
up.
did do it from the road,
Yes.
sort of,
Yeah.
thing looking at it, okay.
But that's very true that, because I drove by this morning and the grade of the road is much lower than. the
Yeah,
grade
it's
of-
substantially lower.
So this house is 24 feet above the,
It's a beautiful house. I've told Mrs. Kate I want to move in.
that's,
No flooding issues.
We'll all be running to this house.
Yes.
So what are we gonna
Be prepared.
Vice Chairman, you better move on.
Are there any other questions for the applicant?
Can I make a comment,
Yes.
please, for me? The Cates have been working on this for months and have been interfacing with staff during all of that time, including engineers in regards to drainage issues. So the staff has no negative comments at this point, but it is something I'd like to comment that they have been very cooperative and patient through this process. The challenge to that particular property, because of the severe drop off, just kept presenting new items to be reviewed. So in that regard, I'm appreciative of their patience and support.
can you just repeat briefly what the issues were that they had to,
Well,
in
the
regards to
biggest
the
one
drainage?
was setbacks, trying to establish setbacks for the extension of the patio. They're on A1A, so you have that 50-foot corridor, additional 50-foot or whatever it may be. Also drainage, I kept pushing on the drainage issue, so that there's not a negative impact to the neighbors on both sides. And although Mr. Lang did not comment on that, in the drawings you will see that there have been implementation of swales and things of this nature, which
Yeah, just so you know, I'm sure you all do know, that the new rules are you are not allowed to drain onto your neighbor's property at all, and I'm sure you've had issues and things with the newer houses, and with this site, it's particularly challenging because we have a big hill.
yeah.
So, and I'd like to also compliment you on your,
Well, let's just quit.
yeah, okay.
Stop right there. Appreciation society.
Yes, there we go.
Well, it's not an easy thing to deal with, and, you know, the town was very thorough, and it's been a while since I've done a presentation here, and I appreciate the help.
Entertain a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I move to approve level 2 architectural site plan based on a finding of the proposed brick oval entry in the front, additions to the existing pool deck, construction of an outdoor fireplace on the pool patio, improvements to existing spa, construction of swales and re-landscaping the property by relocating some existing material and adding new material meets the minimum intent of the design manual and applicable review standards.
I'd like to second.
Moved and seconded. Rita?
Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Chair Smith?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Celebrations.
Quite unusual. Hussein, will you plug in your home drive?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Hassan Tijali. I am with a project director with Ames International Architecture. Today I have Herzog family with me present at this meeting. We are reviewing their project located at 960 Indigo Point, Place au Soleil. If you don't mind, I'm going to walk over here so I can walk you through each individual sheet that I have here. The first one, what we are looking here is at the site plan. Basically, what is existing is the main house and the attached garage. The garage currently is connected to the main house with a small flat roof area. There's a door that you get from the garage into the house. It's an open breezeway. What we are proposing on this project is an extensive interior renovation, enclosure of this roofed area by providing 2 walls on either side of it that can be now an indoor to sort of be protected from the weather. And then addition of a 580 square foot of a guest quarter, which consists of a bedroom and a living space, the features of the house, the current house, let me go back to the elevations. Go back to the floor plan first. This is just to indicate to you on the floor plan what is happening is, again, the existing garage, the existing breezeway that's now going to be enclosed by 2 walls and basically 2 French doors on either side, all the interior renovation. The house, if you can, has the main entrance for the house actually right now has a small balcony over it. Actually, if you can notice the dotted line, that is where the current balcony is. What we are doing, we are just squaring that off and giving the house more of a formal entrance to the house. The rest of it, as I mentioned, is interior, and then the guest quarter, which, as I said, living room, bathroom, and a bedroom. Currently, the house has a Georgian style, which is basically a square with symmetrical windows. In this drawings, I'm depicting both elevation, what is going to be new, and what is existing. Basically showing the existing garage, which is not part of the scope remaining, the breezeway that's going to be enclosed. We are opening new windows, keeping with the style of the house, which is Georgian, everything symmetrical, smaller windows. The hip roof is remaining exactly as it is. And then on the second floor of the structure, currently we have brick veneer on it, which we're going to go ahead and just stucco over it just to give a continuity to the entire style of the house. This is the new entrance versus the old one. The balcony above it remaining the same. All we are adding is 2 small pilasters, 36 inches high. On the right side is where the new addition is going to go. The new addition, we try to keep the fascia line, the major fascia line for the new addition, lined up with the existing, so we don't have too many variable in the elevations as you look at this place. So it looks a little bit, has an easier flow through it. The next page indicates the rear elevation. That is what will be seen from the waterway. The back of the house is toward the intercoastal. Basically, again, what currently you will see and what it will be. The openings are basically where they are currently. This area used to be a covered patio with a screening, which we are taking, getting rid of the screening, basically removing them and enclosing it and making it into the living space for the main house. Has a large overhang on this side on the first floor, which we are taking off and extending it and making it as a small patio both on the pool side on the first level and on the master bedroom side as a balcony. And again, the new structure, which we are adding the guest quarter. This elevation depicts, this depicts the rest of the elevation, basically the south side and the north side. Again, what is existing at the bottom, north side, south side, and what it will be on the opposite side. Again, that's what you will see. This side of the residence currently is also facing the water. It's right on the corner, so you have a canal and the intercoastal on both sides. As you see, basically the existing openings are about the same. Right now the house has clear glass with no mutton bars in it. We try to keep, by breaking them up to a smaller portions, to keep with the design criteria of the city and keeping them less than 8 square foot. It is carried throughout the house on the front and rear elevation. Open up the other sheet one more time to on the front elevation. Currently, the house, on the, if you notice, has a banding that protrudes out. In the front, it's just a slab, maybe about 18 inches in width and about 4 to 6 inches wide. What we are doing, we are using that as a break point and adding a decorative banding underneath of it. All the decoration, the coins, the decoration, the bandings, the freeze board on top, we try to carry throughout the entire, both the new and the existing structure, to again keep consistent with the design and the style of the house. Unfortunately, Mike is not here. He's the gentleman that did the landscaping. I'm going to try to do my best explaining what he did. Right now, the house currently has hedge up front. Portion of the hedge is on the right of way. We are tapering that back to our property, to the property line, and manicuring it because right now it's house been vacant for so long. It's kind of very wild kind of a growth. He's adding some more trees. The landscape island in the middle is remaining. So we are putting new landscaping and sort of bringing the landscaping up to code and up to date. The current hedge on the both sides of the house are existing and provides the house with a privacy with the adjacent neighbors. And again, back toward the water, after a certain distance, it's being cut down to a lower, so not to obstruct any views. That concludes the presentation. I'll be more than happy to answer any question that you might have.
You mentioned about the ficus being removed at the entrance
Right.
part. Is the gate itself being pushed back, or
No,
is
the
it
gate-
staying exactly where they are?
No, the gate is staying where it is. The gate is actually further into the property. It is not on the right of way. Right. So the gate is remaining. It just needs repair, of course, because
right.
as I said, it's been so long. And the ficus hedge is just being tapered off and pushed back into the property. And whatever is over the setback line, the property line is being taken care of.
I think it's a wonderful design, and really, I mean, you know, I know the house, and and it's going to be a huge improvement over what's.
Well,
what's
we
there
hope
now.
so. Yeah, thank you.
That's the-
What is the first floor exterior currently?
It's kind of a stucco. I actually have some photos I can pass along so you can actually see.
And what
You have it.
architectural style was this?
Georgian.
This was Georgian?
Supposed to be Georgian.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that.
What year was this approved? This was in
That-
17,
70s, yeah.
17,
Right.
They had different
The house is
Georgian.
quite dated.
Oh my,
One of the
you're,
early
it's a
homes.
wonderful, wonderful redo, in my opinion.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. that's something
thank you.
very nice.
Can I, in the first photograph in the handouts that you have, there's something added onto the garage on the left-hand side that appears to be in, it may be in the setbacks. Is that
On
something that's gonna be taken away?
It's the third court that the previous owner had, that's gonna be taken away.
Yes, that's
You're
correct.
gonna remove that. It's like a third carport,
Yes.
but you're removing that.
Definitely.
Okay.
I think the termites are already taken care of.
How long has it been vacant?
Well, we had it for about a year.
Okay.
Hasn't, not really vacant,
Okay.
but we're back and forth.
Understand, okay.
We have a bed there and 2 night tables.
Bill, does it meet all the setbacks?
Yes, there is an issue that I need to, you will get to it in the recommendation, and I need your, unfortunately, you have to make a decision on that. As it has been an issue on this specific property before, and in legal settings, which makes it even more complicated, therefore I must bring it to your attention. This is a 5-sided lot. It's not your conventional rectangular or close to rectangular. And the front portion of the lot, as determined by our code and through our setback calculation, is this portion here. This is the side, rear, and rear. So the code for Place Soleil talks about open front, open view. And the objective is that when you're in this cul-de-sac area, somehow you would see a portion of the front of the house. Currently, it has about 12-foot high ficus hedges in this area and all the way, you know, that is the Commissioner Anderson's old house and so on. The condition that I had placed on this for your August either acceptance or rejection is that in that curved section that I identified and showed as the front, that the hedges would be no higher than 3 foot, so as to obtain the view of the house. Now, I believe that Mr. and Mrs. Herzog are in disagreement with that. Are you still in disagreement with that?
Well, I never spoke to you, so I'm not, I don't know if I'm in disagreement or not.
Oh, okay. My comment,
Right.
just clarify, as, and I just made was as a result of conversations that I had with your agent, so I maybe misspoke when I say I spoke directly with you.
Well, we bought the house from the Andersons, as you know, and we
Yes.
figured that since they were on the...
Excuse me, could you come to the mic?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I wasn't sure if you
Identify
had a
yourself.
question for my wife.
Just for the record.
Yeah.
When we bought the house, we assumed that everything was to code. We bought the house because we liked the way it was. We didn't understand that what they did was illegal, having that third garage, for instance. We didn't know that their hedge was on town property. We didn't know that there was supposed to be a cutback on the water side on both ends. We found out the day before closing when they, I think it was a machete, that cut the hedge down the day before closing, about 8 feet or so on the intercoastal on the canal side. All these points weren't made known to us when we were in contract. The owners didn't tell us. Muriel should have known this, of course, because she lived there for 20-some years. But anyway, that's not the case. We have been speaking to the town through Hassan for quite a while now, and I believe everything the town is looking for, we're basically giving them basically everything. We're going to eliminate the hedge in the front, which is on town property. The hedge that's there on the sides was there. It was wild when I bought the house. I have a gardener that's been working there since I bought the house. I've been paying monthly for his services to trim it, and once we finish with construction, then we'll either repair or replace or whatever needs to be done, trim it down to a lower height. We've already cut the hedge down on the water side. We've already eliminated completely the hedge on the intercoastal side. It's down to grass now for 10 feet or so. That was
12 feet all the way up to the seawall. And so our goal is to just keep the house as much as possible with what we bought and do whatever we have to as far as keeping the town happy. And the neighbors happy. I mean, the house is horrible looking on the outside, and I think the neighbors gonna be thrilled when they see it finally taken care of. I think a little bit of hedge being trimmed back, if that's the only issue, I think that the neighbors are gonna be thrilled, if nothing else. Even the boaters on the other side, who don't even belong in the town, will be happy to see it.
How tall is the, I should know this answer, I don't, but how tall is the pier and gate?
Gate is 6 foot.
6 foot.
Yeah.
Actually, a little under 6, I believe.
Is that 6 feet?
Actually, 6 foot, yes, that's the tape measure.
6 foot tape measure.
That's the 6 foot tape measure, right there. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
from the ground to 6 foot.
Is that, that's what I'm looking at, okay.
Right.
So,
Well, now, Bill, can we approve it, or do we have to tell the applicant that you can only have a 3-foot hedge, or can we approve it with the hedge that's of whatever height he would like to have it? In other words, is this a condition that we have to meet in order to grant approval to the application, or can we?
let me try to answer that. It's not a direct answer. First of all, because the Herzogs are doing such extensive renovation, they therefore must comply with the code. The material changes are sufficient to require that they meet the code. Part of the code has to do with the open view. And I am not sure at what height the hedge needs to be to attempt to provide an open view of the front part of the house. And then finally, as a reviewing body, you can accept, reject, or add conditions of approval, which makes it requirement of the applicant. So, although I could have just answered your question, yes, I think there's other things that I would like you to consider in your decision. And,
May I make a comment?
yes.
Actually, if you notice, even though we are talking about open view here, my argument would be you're talking about the entire property line. Actually, right now, the gates, I think it's all together, the width of the gate is about 10 feet, 10 to 12 feet. So that is open. The gate is an open gate. So that portion is open. So what we are arguing is a few feet, maybe about 6 feet on either side of it, maybe.
I'm not arguing at all.
So you're talking about open view. What I'm trying to say that you will see, still, you will be able to see the house through the gates, being the fact that they are.
Yeah, I think what he's saying is that the whole property line facing the street will be completely open. There's absolutely nothing blocked, there's no edge there.
No.
No, there is, actually, this is, I don't know if you have this picture, this is what is there.
Oh, no.
We don't have
I don't recall seeing that.
I know that, let me pass it around.
But I know it.
That is what is there, and that is what I am saying, that if we manicure that, take care of this wild growth, and maybe open it up and take it a little bit higher, that will.
Classify as wild growth. I've taught previous growth for the last 20-some-odd years. It's not like it just came up over the last year. That's been there for 20.
Right,
The
right.
town's been living with that for 20-some-odd years,
Yeah.
thanks to Muriel's gardener.
And that's a very good point, and that's why I was trying to say, the redevelopment that you did to the house causes us to apply the entire code.
Yeah, but that whole-
Had you not wanted to touch anything, we wouldn't have ever suggested it to you.
But that whole opening, that whole picture that you see there basically is going to be gone. It's going to be totally open as far as I envision it.
The top has been coming
The whole
down.
thing.
You're taking the canopy off.
The canopy off.
Ripping up the
I
whole.
mean, as I envision
All right.
it, is that this area, this is the street. From here to here is the street. There'll be this gate,
Right.
and there'll be just a little planter here. And this whole thing will be open through
Okay.
the.
Well, it's very
I mean, I don't think we're clear, I'm not clear about what your proposed elevation is for the front. In other words, you have the gate, this is coming out, it's moving back. What was your landscape proposal?
Right now, there's grass coming out here, and
No,
like everybody else
what's-
has a few.
What's the
ornamental
height here
Yeah,
and the
and
height
here.
here.
Yeah.
That's what we're
The
trying
height
to.
from the street up?
That, what are
Yeah.
you
Well,
asking?
we have a topo, I'm not sure what that.
No, the
Same
by the
like the
planting.
elevation. That's what we're
I
asking.
don't know,
It's done.
I haven't thought about that, what's the town code for that?
Uh,
I've seen my neighbors 2 doors down that had hedges right up against the asphalt this high.
Yeah, and until they want to redevelop.
No, but that's
not,
new hedge, I mean, that's new,
uh,
so I don't know what the town code is, whatever the town code is what it is.
3 feet is what I
no,
thought.
no. The height, the code does not specifically state what the height of the hedge shall be in order to provide an open view. So, as Mr. Lyons is already in tune with, that is the discussion that we are having here.
Okay.
And you have the ability to discuss this and determine what your recommendation might be for an architectural styling of that front entrance area.
So, I mean, I think what it comes down to is the town saying 3 feet. You have this existing hedge that's 12 feet easily, maybe probably 15 feet. What was it that you, this is coming down, what was the, in other words, my concern is that we have the 6-foot gate and then the 3-foot.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's exactly, that's what the point I wanted
What's the
to make.
height of the columns that, you know, basically the columns that hold
The
the
column,
gates?
yeah, the columns are actually right
Are they
now
gate
about
height?
8 by 8, and they're about the size of the
And the
gate.
gate is about
So,
6 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm imagining if we want to have any hedge in there, it at least has to be the height of the gate, because
Right.
otherwise it's going to look awkward.
Right.
Having this 6-foot gate and
Yeah,
all of a
and
sudden
then drop.
nothingness on the
Yeah,
side of
that
it,
would
and
look,
then
yeah.
3 foot of hedge. That doesn't make sense. That's not going to look good.
And that is exactly,
The issue, yeah.
and I am not wanting to make that decision.
Yes, I
Sorry.
understand.
Is there any precedence that you might be, making, or like granting this 3 feet or 6 feet or 12 feet, that you might be concerned with in future applications?
Yes,
Is that
we are discussing that in
That's
the
what I-
ad hoc committee.
an ad hoc, right?
And we're trying to, we're still at that point of determining what portion, percentage,
Yeah.
whatever that rule criteria may be, but right now we don't have that.
So it's open.
So it's an architectural styling review, that aesthetics that you think is appropriate in your recommendation.
And what is the homeowner, his agent recommending in terms of, what would the homeowner and the agent like to have?
In a few discussions that I had with Mr. Herzog, we were thinking about manicuring what is there and hopefully be able to keep it since it's been there. If not, and we definitely have to pick something, a lesser of all evils, so to speak, then I would suggest maybe something that would matches the gate height, 6 foot. Anything lower than that is not going to look good aesthetically.
I must say, I hadn't looked at this, but apparently this photograph, the gate posts go much higher than the gate itself.
Maybe about a foot or so. It's not really that tall. So we can certainly make it between the gate height, the post, and the new height of the hedge. We certainly can strike a harmony between all of them. So when you're looking at it, it looks aesthetically
Just by
correct.
removing the canopy, it's going to be, just a 2-story building, it's going to be open. It's going to just appear, wow, it's there. But it's just from a personal point of view, it really is going to look strange to have 6 and then a drop of 3.
And then drop to 3, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's talking about 3
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I think
not-
we're just worried about having something that's aesthetically, with the.
Whatever we have to,
existing gate.
yeah, whatever we do, it has to tie into the gate and the post next to it.
Right.
Of course, as I said, they still do need to, because if you look at it, they still need repair because I think a car or something hit at the post, it's going to bend.
It looks all bent, yeah.
I may suggest that the maximum height of the hedge would be the minimum height of either the gate or the piers.
Or the maximum height. Or, I mean, the top
Not
of
the
the pier.
maximum height of the piers.
Oh, the minimum height of the pier, okay, I see what you mean.
No, let me repeat it again. Maximum height of the hedge would be the minimum of either the height of the gate
Or
or
the
the
pier.
pier, whichever is lower.
Well, the piers, yeah, the piers.
Higher.
The piers higher, yeah.
We can modify the piers, they have to be repaired anyway, so we can bring it to the same height. as the
Oh,
piers.
now wait,
so.
now,
Yes.
I want to be very careful how extensive this repair is to the existing gates, because gates in Place au Soleil, help me out here, are prohibited. So you can't remove it
No,
and
so
then
repair.
put a new one in.
Okay, we can,
Repair is the word.
we'll bring it down to the level that the board here would like to see it at. In other words, if the piers are higher than the gate, we can bring it down to the same level. I mean,
Well,
we'll
what
think
the code is indicating is the fact that since the gates are prohibited, you can't have it to begin with. Now, since you already do have it, we cannot remove it and replace it with a new one. Since you already had one, we have to repair what is there. So you take it out, paint it, just
Now,
do whatever we have
cutting
to
it down if it is high, I don't remember it being high.
No, we are okay as height-wise as far as that
No,
goes.
it's the piers.
It's the concept of a
Right.
gate there, a pier.
Well, I think that's certainly, Mr. Croucher's proposal that the new hedging material doesn't go beyond the height of the pier, as it exists, or lower, or it can't go any higher. Is it certainly reasonable? Is that amenable to the applicant?
That's perfect.
That's what it boils down to.
There would be nothing taller than 6 feet then, so to speak.
Basically, that's the way I.
That's
understand it.
because
It's simple.
Seven.
looking at there's some pretty big pieces of tree in there. I mean, there's almost grown into trees on either side of the
Yeah.
property, right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna lock those trees down to 6 feet or remove them?
I think the tape measure is 6 feet,
Yeah.
but the post is higher.
And
Right,
close
we're
to
talking
7
about,
or 8 feet, yeah.
so are we talking
If that's
about the height of the post, or are we talking about the height of the fence?
It's gonna look aesthetically, just my personal opinion would be if you have this post sticking out the boat, you have this gate, this hedge, and then you have this post.
Right, that's not gonna look right. It has to be at least level with the post,
Yeah.
and then the gate has a recess dropping down
Yes.
a foot or so.
And this is so, is this the, sorry, I
Yes.
haven't been sworn in, but is
Are you
this,
the
are these
landscape
elevations for the landscape?
These are elevations of
Ah,
the
maybe we
building.
Oh, okay.
I don't have anything for the gate,
Or for the, but with the landscaping?
landscape architect.
Maybe we should see that just because it's here. too.
Sure, absolutely.
Easel.
And
Do you need
Swear,
to swear
he
in?
needs to swear him
Yes.
in.
Raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
This,
And help?
we'll just put the plan up there. Hopefully they're not too flimsy.
you see?
Can everybody see that okay?
Yeah.
Sir, could you lower the,
Sure.
thank you.
Introduce myself?
Sure.
Okay, I'm Michael Phillips, landscape architect. And so here we have, this is the plan, the site plan with landscaping on it. Most landscaping is existing. The only new landscaping is around the new addition and right here on the front of the remodeled facade of the existing house. This is the hedge to remain here, and this is the hedge to remain here. Oh, I didn't color them in, but, so this big block down here is where the existing arch ficus is. And yeah, it is quite big, it does look like trees on the one side, but it's an arch, it's been there for quite some time, as you all probably know. So, I guess what you're talking about now is there's an existing gate and piers, which you can't see on here very well. We're gonna remove this section, and you know, these ends will be raw, so we're gonna put a new piece of hedge on each end, whatever's necessary to finish it, and maintain it at whatever height you're requesting. Right now, I think it's almost 7 or 8 feet high
On the sides.
on the sides. So,
And the palms, the island, is that all existing?
yeah, this is,
Yeah.
everything is existing through here. This is an island with mixed landscaping in it, a few palms, some palms here and there throughout. This is a cluster of shrubs, it's to remain. Existing coconut, existing tree, existing hedges and palms throughout here.
And can you, and the piers for the, is it a double gate or a single gate?
Double gate.
It's a double gate, and the piers for the gate are
They're up
Right there
In
and
here.
right there.
right there.
Very light printed.
So what I don't show on here is we'll probably close that, correct, you believe, to?
Well, that's what
That's
we're
what we-
discussing
yeah.
right now,
So
about
that's what we're
the
discussing,
edge,
yeah.
what height.
And again, all that we're discussing is on private property.
Right.
Mhm. Right.
And what is the first board that you had?
The other one is just elevations of the house and the addition. This isn't a full elevation, there's still the garage piece over here, but the pertinent elevation is
Right.
the existing house and the work that's being done. We're putting some foundation planting back in. We have a little entryway that goes into the pool area, and it also takes you into the entrance of this new addition here. So here's the existing coconut on the edge. We addressed it with some palm trees and then foundation planting along the side. And this area screens AC and pool equipment.
Yes.
So the equipment's behind the screening right here.
Mr. Thatcher, you made some comment regarding some legal issue related to this.
This home, yes, in a, I'm not sure how far I want to go with this, it could still be pending. In fact, if I may, I would like to not respond to that question.
Okay. But it's something that we don't need to know, I guess.
There's nothing.
Does it affect our decision-making process?
We potentially have crossing litigation, connecting litigation that I don't feel comfortable in talking about at this time. I think it could impact the potential processes, but it was important for me to, and what you have done, I believe, provides consistency with previous action of the town, which that's what you did need to know. Am I, and Rita, do you have a better way of expressing it? And you know my concerns, so, but I think they have done it. They have completed, but please open it up however you like.
Well, if I had my way, I'd open it all the way, but
No, I meant the discussion, the answer to Mr. Lyons' question.
It had to do with a pending case, and the party involved was, we were told, was a possible purchaser of this property. And there was a lot of comment made, and they asked for a lot of comment from the staff with regard to basically the hedge. That's where the big involvement was. And one of the parties involved apparently felt he had a problem with his own plantings.
Okay.
Have I gone far enough?
Right, okay.
No, I don't understand, but.
No,
No,
I
no.
apologize.
Oh, I guess
Oh, you're okay.
No, you're fine, I got it, I got
I'm not in there somewhere.
You have no dog in that
it.
fight.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
right.
I got it.
Because I know I don't.
I think we should sum up where we stand with,
Yeah.
where we stand with
It's our recommendation.
our recommendation.
Okay, I just want to question, any comments from neighbors?
None.
It's been circulated to the neighbors.
Yes, it has.
Okay. Okay, could we entertain a motion with the changes or alterations that we've discussed here?
So I'll make a motion to approve the level 2 architectural site plan based on the finding that the proposed, 1, addition of decorative elements reinforcing the Georgian style architecture, 2, overhang extensions of 387 square feet, 3rd, interior renovation, 4, impact windows, 5, a guest house consisting of 580 square feet, meeting the minimum intent of the design manual and applicable review standards with the following condition. And this is where we have to get, I'd like to just get unanimity on what it is that we're proposing, And I think, I mean, just in my eyes, is that we have a non-conforming gate structure that is not in compliance with architecture, with the standards for the neighborhood, but it is there. And so we have a planting issue. The applicant is removing what must be 18, 20-foot high hedge, and is proposing a new hedge. And I think that the town certainly feels with open Plaza Soleil and open front yard, that a 3-foot hedge would be certainly consistent with the open front yard type of thing. I think we do have a unique, well, not unique, but a proposal which involves a very small 45, 47-foot entryway with a 6-foot high gate. So something has to be done architecturally. The gate is not going to, is going to be a sore thumb without the corresponding landscaping. So I think that what the board, and please say if I'm wrong, is proposing is that a hedge no higher than either the height of the gate or the height of the pier that currently holds the gate up will be approved in this recommendation.
Yeah.
Is that we're on?
Yeah,
board
we're
with
on
that?
with
Okay.
that.
So that said, that would be so a modification to the item that is on the review, that rather than the 3-foot high, that the hedge is no higher than the pier, the existing pier, supporting the gate, and perhaps the applicant will even consider lowering the pier.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
So
Well
that's,
done.
so that's the modification.
Well done.
Okay. Is that clear enough for everybody?
Is that just for
Yes, thank you.
me, the applicant?
Okay. Rita, roll call?
I'll second,
Oh.
I'll second that.
Malcolm?
Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones? Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Chair Smith?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It looks great.
Well done.
Yes.
Thank you, Rita.
You're welcome.
Even though that was my favorite thing. Because it had a lot of privacy, but thank you very much. It will be beautiful.
Yes, well, thank you.
Okay. We should keep this, I think we need to keep this in with a permanent record here, you know. And it is something that I think the town, I think the town will need to follow up on it, you know, really we'll have to make sure. There's a lot of mass there to remove, unfortunately. They're probably not gonna like it when they first do that cutback. Okay.
This hedge is not, it's on the front setbacks of the property, so it's.
Just that curvature, some area that you mentioned, the rest they can do whatever they want.
Bill, did they plant it on the property and then it just grew out into the right of way?
I do not believe so. I believe it was
Planted
originally
in the
planted
right of way.
in the right of way.
Okay.
That was one of the, as I understand it, that house was built and lived in by the developer of that, of Place
I think it was
Soleil.
Bob Reed's house at
Yes,
one time. Yes,
absolutely.
I think it was.
So it's been there from the
It was thought to be the
beginning.
feature of lot. He picked the best lot he thought in the
Yeah.
entire property. It
Right.
was Bob's house, yeah. And it was built, right, obviously, very early on in the development.
In the
first-
60s.
Yeah, in the very first year, I think. We have a couple other items on the agenda. One is the reorganization, which, if the board would agree, I'd like to postpone those two items, elections of chairmen and vice chairmen, until our next meeting on May 22nd, so that we have, the town commission is considering some appointments, Rita, that may come on the board. Does anyone object to that?
No,
We don't need to take, do we need a motion on that?
We should have,
Yeah,
to
do we have a
defer to
motion
the
to
next
defer?
meeting.
I move that we defer that.
And a second?
I'll second that, so.
Okay, moved and seconded.
Mr. Lyons?
Aye.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
And Vice Chairman Smith.
Yes. Any items by staff or other board members?
I might communicate
Sure.
a couple of things. In regards to the undergrounding, I think they have most of the conduit installed and they'll be pulling wires if they're not already on the south leg of this project. They are beginning preliminary work and set up with FP&L on the north end, trying to get approval from FP&L on the design that we are proposing. Also, the ad hoc committee has one more meeting, to my knowledge, that they have planned before forwarding their recommendations and comments to the ARPB for you to pick up that process, pick up the ball and carry it forward to the commission. So at the appropriate time, you will be provided the approved set of recommendations and comments from the ad hoc committee. And then on since we kind of briefly touched upon it, may I invite any of the ARPB members that would like to meet with me, or I can come to your house, you come to my office, whatever the case may be, to try and inform you as best I can as it relates to the legal issues that are confronting the town of Gulfstream. They are multiple, they are expensive, they do not seem to be slowing down, and there, I believe, will be some further communication, maybe from appropriate people to all residents in the town of Gulfstream. I don't know that for a fact, but I want to make myself available to you in that regard. If you have any questions about it, it's not an easy thing to discuss, and it's not a short item to discuss. It takes some time, and I may not be the actual person to give you the accurate information, but I can tell you what I think I know. And with that, I have no other comments.
Vice Chairman, I have one question. Mr. Randolph wasn't here today. Is that a new practice or?
No, he's just overlapping schedules for various things.
Yeah.
But typically when we have meetings, will we have council here or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
Thank you.
yes.
Rita, what's coming up in May? Another home or?
no, it's a very small thing. You probably all know the house, Mr. Gardner.
Yeah, Stretch, Robert
Sure.
Gardner.
And he apparently needs help in the house all the time now.
Yes.
And it's a very small house. And Mark has, I think he's already done something with the bathroom to enlarge it, just interior. But now he needs to have a little addition built on to accommodate the live-in help with an extra bedroom. So, and of course, it's an old house and the setbacks are non-conforming, but we've got that spatial exception provision where you can extend a non-conforming wall, and that's what it'll amount to. So it'll end up being, pardon me, a level 3, but you guys will have the first shot.
Is the addition less than 300 square feet or more than 300?
Well, because it has a spatial exception, it has to
has
go
to.
all the way regardless of how big it is.
How big is it? I mean, but is it,
I don't know yet for sure, but it's gonna be small. So it'll match,
Yeah, the house is kind of H-shaped
Yeah.
now, and they're just making one leg of an H, I think, is
Yeah.
for this room, from what you told
Yeah.
me.
toward the rear or toward the front?
I think
to
it's
the
coming
front, I
to the
think.
front, on
Oh, to
the
the
front
front.
left, I think. It's coming, I think. That's-
Maybe we ought to conclude the
Yeah,
discussion.
okay.
Into the two.
Okay, move for adjournment,
Make a move that we adjourn.
moved, seconded,
I'll second it.
adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
We'll take that.